Estimates show by the year 2040, we'll add 800,000 more people to our region and potentially several million more traffic headaches. It's an image of the future that Rob Johnson says is a haunting reminder of our past.
I look back at the decisions that we made in the late 60s and early 70s with forward thrust and think, boy, that was a real missed opportunity.
Johnson is a Seattle City Council member and longtime transit advocate speaking on his own behalf to support Prop 1, the Sound Transit 3 transportation measure, this fall. Johnson points out we had a chance in 1968 and 1970 to vote for a regional rail system. Federal funding would have kicked in about $2 for every one local dollar for this plan. But in a time of economic uncertainty, voters said no. Times have changed, and in our now booming economy, Johnson says we can't make the same mistake twice.
The question in my mind is, do we want a 2040 where we've got light rail or a 2040 where we don't?
62 new miles of light rail make up the centerpiece of Sound Transit 3, which would complete a 116-mile system going from Ballard and West Seattle to Everett, Tacoma, and Issaquah. ST3 would also give a boost to bus rapid transit and Sounder train service, while improving station access for cyclists, walkers, and drivers.
The alternatives of building out more highways to let more people get stuck in traffic and create more parking lots isn't a viable alternative.
ST3 would be paid for with a sales tax increase of 0.5%, a motor vehicle license tab tax increase of 0.8%, and a property tax hike of 25 cents per $1,000 of assessed value. The campaign says an average person would pay about $14 more per month. It would be one of the biggest public works funding requests in state history. But ST3 has strong support from workers and unions, as seen recently at this Labor Day rally.
And as a labor leader, I could not be more delighted.
ST3 says it will create 223,000 jobs directly and indirectly over the next 25 years. Add that in with a projected 600,000 riders off the roads each day and taking light rail, and ST3 supporters say it's a worthwhile investment.
I think that that's a real great value proposition for us, particularly as we're growing so exponentially.
Never has so much money been spent to do so little for so few.
Maggie Thimius says ST3's value is overinflated.
It's an enormous amount of money. They want another $54 billion over at least 25 years.
The former King County Council member has been a supporter of Sound Transit's past voter-approved measures, but says ST3's cost, at more than double ST1 and ST2 combined, is a high price to pay for a system she says won't help us.
This does nothing for congestion.
Thimia disputes ST3's ridership projections, saying regional transportation figures show ST3 would account for only 1% of our 18.9 million transit trips in the year 2040.
I finally started looking at the actual numbers and outcomes, and I was appalled at how little benefit it brings.
Thimia says added investment in buses, which can be added to the system almost immediately and can arrive within seconds of each other, rather than 6 minutes apart like light rail, are a smarter investment.
You can put so many more people on buses in dedicated lanes, way more capacity than light rail.
The No campaign says ST3's push to highlight job creation masks the reality that big business is underwriting a significant portion of the Yes campaign. State disclosure reports say, as of late September, the No campaign has brought in about $10,000 compared to the Yes campaign's $2.4 million, with many contributions from large industries and construction firms who could benefit.
It's not a fair fight, and it's really important for people to get the facts before they decide on this issue.
But ST3 supporters say the measure is endorsed by several city councils, dozens of individuals, and smaller political groups too. Part of a community-wide push for a better transportation system.
I think about this as a real grassroots movement that's supported by a lot of major employers who are really invested in the economic future of our region and are hearing from their employees that they want more reliable ways to get to work.
It's time for you to get to work on deciding the future of ST3, with two very different views of light rail to keep you on track.
And I firmly believe folks in November are going to vote yes because they want to see a vision for the region that includes a robust light rail system.
You can move a lot of people by putting them in a special bus, in a special lane, for a lot less money.